Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is reality with DVD. You doing? And on a mother. Ooh, baby, let me tell you something. Y'all ready for some pipe hot tea? Cause I am ready to bring it to you. I'm ready, and I'm gonna give it to you real and raw like I do. Okay, let me start off with Miss NENE Leaks. We're gonna do some Bravo tea, and then we're gonna get to some power tea. Yeah, I like that. Power tea. Powerful tea. Anyway, let's start off with Miss NENE Leaks. Now, NENE is a former cast member of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She is the glue that held the show together for many years. Many people do miss her, but let's just say we can't go around in any job and call our boss a Coca-Cola head, okay? And still be able to work. Now, what's happening with NENE is that NENE owns a boutique. If you recall, this boutique had been shown on the show a couple of times. And that boutique went out of business due to the panorama. And we all know how things happen during the panorama. Business was closing, things were getting shut down. I don't know if NENE applied for a PPP loan or not. That probably could have saved her. However, the landlord at this company is stating that NENE owes him $25,000. However, NENE is saying, holla, Chi. Holla. Just let me tell you this. That business was being run by Greg. He signed the lease. Now, legally, what does that mean? Okay, now I have had two, not one, not two, but two deceased parents, okay? And I'm just going to go by what happened with them. Now, a lot of their debt was indeed absolved. Now, a lot of people are saying that just because someone dies, that does not mean the debt automatically goes away. It does. Let me say that. Now, you have to provide proof in a whole lot of things to get some of the debt absolved. However, I don't know how that works with a lease because the home was paid for that I inherited through their passing. So I'm thinking that it's quite different with lease agreements and homes. These types of bills that were absolved were like, car insurance is in their name, for example, or loans, different types of loans in their name. No utilities and any of that. I had to pick up all of that to remain in the home. So, and being, like I said, being that the home was paid for, I don't know about how lease agreements and things like that work. But I'm talking about like loans, like we had some situations where we had bought new windows for the home and that debt was absolved and those types of things like that. But even though the insurance was absolved on one of the cars, that insurance, because I took over the car payment, that insurance reverted back to my name. So I'm thinking that, and this was parents, this is a marriage. So I'm thinking that with that lease agreement reverts to NENE. NENE, in my opinion, does not have a leg to stand on here. You a rich bitch? You can pay that $25,000 easily, girl. Go ahead and pay it before they go on the show wages, because that's what they say they planning on doing. Moving right along. So we have Porsha and Simon. Porsha and Simon. Do y'all know that show? Do y'all know that show? with Miss Sherry on there, and she had a little lamb, and the lamb name was Lamb Chop, I believe, and it was the song that never ended. So I'm gonna say, this is the separation that never ends. This is the separation that never ends. The story goes on and on, my friend. Here we are with Portia and Simon arguing over a Rolls Royce that he gifted her. Now, this is everything is alleged in my opinion, so I'm giving my opinion on what I am seeing through the news, okay? And through Simon not being able to shut his motherfucking mouth, okay? So, Simon said on his Instagram, I believe it was something like this: no more Africans, no more Rolls Royces, hashtag by your own. You know, I follow Simon on Instagram. And I also follow Portia. But Portia didn't have a response for that. Now, this man has put in several cease and desist on the Real Housewives Atlanta production crew. He doesn't want them filming in the home. And now he does not want them to film in the Rolls Royce. Baby, when I tell you that Simon is giving Portia the business, dragging her through the mud, dragging her through the press, interfering with her Real Housewives of Atlanta paycheck, not the Rolls Royce. Now, allegedly, the Rolls Royce is indeed in his name. So I guess he feels that he has the right to say, hey, you can't film in the Rolls Royce either, because you're not going to be stunned around here in my car because Shamir has a Rolls Royce. Because you know he shouted out Shamir for being the only person on the show with the Rolls Royce. Now, my understanding is that he did gift his wife, the Rolls Royce. However, he is indeed paying the note on it. So whose Rolls Royce is it? Let's break it down a little bit. If he stops paying the note and she takes up the note, then it's her Rolls Royce, right? But again, they are married. And things that are gifted in a marriage, to me, belong to the person it is gifted to. So, in my opinion on this, maybe Portia should just take up the note on the car. That way, she can shut his ass up. Because I'm about sick of them. Both of them. And that's that on that. I've already resolved your problem, Portia. You want that Rolls Royce? Take up the note on it. Shut his ass up. Okay, moving right along. Married to Medicine news. Ooh, we got some tea on Married to Medicine. Ooh. The tea is hot on Married to Medicine now, ain't it? Quad's got a man. Now, I don't know if he's married to medicine or not, or if he's in the medical field, but we do know that Quad was indeed. People talk about Quad, before she married Dr. G, was indeed in the medical field. The show is called Married to Medicine, and Quad sold medical equipment, and she was in pharmaceutical sales. That means that she is the person that brought those good legal drugs to the pharmacies and to the doctors. You know, she would go to the doctor's office. I don't know how pharmaceutical sales work. They go to the doctor's office, show them the new samples of the new drugs that may work for different diseases and ailments. So that is indeed in the medical field. However, she does not work in that field anymore. I don't know if that man is in the medical field. It hasn't been stated yet. He is quite handsome. And according to Dr. Heavenly, his voice is deep. Shout out to Dr. G. That was a dig at him, I do believe. I ain't mad at Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly says that Quad's man not only has a deep voice, but allegedly, he bought her a Rolls Royce. What is up with roses in these young gentlemen in the Atlanta area? Is this the straw that breaks the camel's back that makes sure that you are the man of that woman's dreams if you buy her a rose instead of a ring? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. At this point in my life, I'd prefer the rose over the ring. I'm with you on that one, quiet. But anyway, the man is nice looking. I've seen pictures of him, and I'll probably have that in the pictures of him in the thumbnail if you are interested. Uh, Congratulations, Miss Quiet, Miss Quiet. She got it. She got it. Now, moving right along. More Married to Medicine tea. Guess what we found out? Dr. Alicia. Dr. Alicia had a caveman, right? Remy, Femi. Her husband was indeed a caveman brought to us from Jamaica and Africa in the 1940s. This man had no respect for her or her friends, who were basically, most of them, including herself, working in the medical field. This man wanted women to stay at home, cook, clean, and wash his behind, but yet and still work. Now, apparently, this did not take well with the modern woman of the 2000s in the new millennium. So he didn't fare well with the audience. However, let me just say this. I hate that Dr. Alicia is leaving because we did not get to know her like we should have. And it seemed that Dr. Alicia was, kind of put on the back burner for everything that was going on with Quiet. Quiet left, and then they tried to bring her to the forefront. And I think they didn't bring her to the forefront until about episode 4. And in that episode, it wasn't a lot of going on. And then we did not really see her until about episode 7. By this time, it was just like, fading out. However, what I'm going to say about Married to Medicine, I'm so sick of Married to Medicine with this one-hit wonder type behavior that they have going on in production. Now, they let the OGs stay on too long. That don't bring anything. Dr. Simone and Dr. Jack, shout out to them. But we all know that Dr. Jack and Dr. Simone aren't going anywhere because they're the original doctors that, ushered in the show. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, they were the only 2 doctors, and the rest were Married to Medicine. So, that dynamic, whether they bring something or not to the table, I think they're gonna be around for the long haul. So that's not them going anywhere. Then they get rid of the person who created the show, Mariah, which was surprising to a lot of people. Now, like I said, for Mariah, for me, she did get the big hit. But my thing is, give people a chance. I even miss Audrey, right? Audrey was bringing something to the table. She got with Toya's ass. And I love when people get with Toya, because that's my least favorite character on the show, by the way. But at the same time, what's really going on with this show and them not I wouldn't say not being able to, but not even giving these other people a chance? Because in my opinion, I feel like Dr. Alicia came on the show and moved to Atlanta because of the show. And for them to phase her out and not give her another shot, I don't think that's fair. Okay? Moving right along. I don't. That's my opinion. Now, moving right along. We're going to talk about Michael Rainey Jr. and then I'm going to close. This isn't Married to Medicine tea or Bravo tea. However, it is powerful tea. And it is information that we all need to know. And I was kind of waiting to report on this until I had another piping hot tea, which is today. And it just so happens to run in with my Bravo tea. So I'm just going to put it this way. Tea is tea. All right. Now, Michael Rainey Jr. was on a streaming service or a podcast or whatever you want to call it. And the streamer's sister essayed him, allegedly. I'm just going to say allegedly because we saw the video, right? And that's not alleged, but, you know, the CYA, we're going to say allegedly. SA. If you don't know what SA is in YouTube terms, look it up. I'm going to say actually assaulted. Put a S in front of that. Here's my opinion. I'm about to come to you as a former DHS social worker. I don't know where this came from that women are accepting of actual assaults by women. I don't know where that came from. Didn't come from this woman, because this woman right here has worked in the social work field for years. And working in the social work field for years, a lot of times when young males were arrested or experienced statutory rape, many times parents did not press charges. Now, as a social worker, all I could do was encourage them to do so. I encouraged them to do so, male or female. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, when it was woman to male, the parents didn't press charge. Especially in a situation of statutory rape. Put an S in front of it. And I'm saying especially. I don't know why that double standard is there. I don't know why women who arrest these boys, especially these teachers, get less time than men who actually assault or actually molest children. They get less time. And that has always been a problem for me. Like Michael Rainer Jr. said, his career would be over had he... I'm not talking about like Donald Trump now, because Donald Trump, you know, he seems to be progressing. He's been grabbing usses since the beginning of time, apparently, allegedly. But a black man, a young black man, he would be dragged over the coals. His career will be over. Look at the young man from The Shot. That's a good example. Anybody who does this, in my opinion, is a criminal and should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. This heifer is on camera doing this to this young man. Shout out to Michael Rainer. I don't know why I never did put this together prior to today or prior to when this happened. I wonder, are we related? Because my grandmother's main name is Rainer. Michael Rainer, let me know, do you have some people down to the Mississippi? But anyway, as I was saying, I hope, this is my hope, I hope that he presses charges. And I hope that she would get the same amount of time as a man in her situation. I said what the fuck I said. And I mean that, 50 Cent, while you're speaking for him because he works for you, talking about there will be no charges pressed. You can't speak for him. He is an individual whether he works for you or not. And even if he was on a press tour promoting your show, he is the actor in the show, and the action happened to him. I hope he does press charges against that B. It was disrespectful, out of line, and she went too far. And my understanding is that this was in front of children. That should be a charge against her in and of itself because she was in front of children. And that right there is almost like she assaulted them. as well, because that was something that they should not have seen. Now, I said what I said. I meant what I said. I do believe that she should be charged. And that's my opinion on that. Mark Randy Jr., I know you probably won't ever hear what I have to say. But if you do get word of mouth, there are women that support you and believe that this woman should indeed be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And with that, I'm going to close. And as I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. Now, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell button so you can be notified when I upload a video. And like I said, when I close, I'm going to chunk them up.